A website redesign can really help your business if it's done right, but if it's done wrong, it can hurt your traffic and reduce the amount of people who can find you online. This is a client of ours that we recently finished the website for about 2 months ago, and as you can see, it looks pretty clean. We really had a considerable improvement over the last one, not just in terms of the way it looks, but also the way it performs. We can see here their traffic has steadily increased since we launched the website back in April. Not only did it increase, but it increased to the highest amount it's ever been in the history of their website. How do we do this in such a short amount of time? Well, we followed the fundamentals of redesigning a website with SEO in mind. Now, we've been talking about how to redesign a website, if you should redesign it, and in this video, we're going to cover 4 questions that you should ask to an agency to make sure they understand how to go about the redesign process the right way and be able to not only maintain your traffic, but grow it as well. So without delay, let's get to the first question that you should ask. Which URLs do you believe I should bring to the new website? The reason why this question is important to ask is because each individual page on your website has a different potential and ranking when it comes to Google's search engine. For instance, with our client here, the pediatric dentistry page was their strongest page. It was even stronger than the home page. Your URL is a page's address, and if you change it, then it's going to confuse everybody. So the pediatric dentistry page here had the URL of sweettoothpdo.com/pediatric-dentistry. We had to make sure that that page was also on the new website because this was their strongest page. If that URL happened to change, it would result in a 404 for this page, and Google and other websites that link to it would be sending their users to a page that no longer exists. This would result in them taking your website out of the search engine results, and it would result in a big drop in traffic, especially depending on how well that page was doing before. To see a list of all of the pages that Google has seen of your website, you can come to a regular Google search and type in site, and then your domain. What you'll get here is the full list of every page and URL that Google currently sees. What you're listening for after you ask this question is that the agency is going to actually look at the strength and ranking of each page and be considerate when it comes to what pages should be brought over and which ones should be redirected to a new page. What we're looking to avoid here is that we prevent people from expecting to get to a destination based on the old website and then not arriving at that destination on the new website. This is going to hurt your traffic, and it'll take a little while to build it back up. So the second question you should be asking is, do you suggest any improvements to the structure of my best performing pages? So using the pediatric dentistry page as an example again, what we're looking at here is just how the content is laid out on the page. That's what I mean by structure, is how is the page built and what elements are included. If we look here, we have our headings, which are the larger text that you see here. We have paragraphs, which are just regular word content. We have a video. We have another heading with a section of text. We have links. We have a list here. And we have a button that's a call to action, as well as a picture at the bottom. And so we did make considerable changes to the structure of this page, but there were certain things that we kept in place. The structure is very important because it kind of guides the user along and also includes a lot of different words that a search engine can rank to know what you should show up for. For instance, since we have pediatric dentistry and Kansas City in this heading, it's going to help us show up for those 2 terms. Now, of course, that's a lot more complicated, and I'll explain how to build these pages out in a future video. But what we're really looking for here is that whoever's going to engage in the redesign understands that they have to keep some familiarity with what the page is about while also adding to that page. So for instance, on this page, I wish I can show you the older page, and I can't because the Wayback Machine didn't really have a good example and I didn't take any screenshots. But we added quite a bit of content to this page. We added the video, we added more headings with different keyword variations, we added the list with links to other services, And then we made sure to include this picture as well. There wasn't as much content on the older page. Maybe there were just, 4 paragraphs, but really not a lot to be able to rank and rank well. So we extended the content here. It's always important to add more content and not less, especially if you're looking to increase your traffic. Because if you're just bringing over the same content from redesign to redesign, you may be able to maintain what you have, but you're not really going to grow. So what you're listening for here is just some sort of plan as to what are we going to do with some of the best performing pages. Listen for if they're going to add more content and keep the general keyword structure the same. The next question you should ask is, where will the redesign be developed? So really all you're listening for here is that they're not going to redesign the website on the live website. I can't stress this enough, and this is actually something that we messed up on way back when we first started. But you should not be having your redesign done on the live site because you don't want to affect any of the traffic or the SEO that's currently going there. So they should be using some sort of development environment, or if they're using a website builder, then it keeps it separate. So none of the preview or development stuff ever hits live. That way you're not affecting the URL, you're not bringing in any traffic to new pages that aren't done yet, and overall you can keep things nice and clean. Now, of course, a bonus question, which is something I just thought of while recording this, ask them how that migration is going to happen and when it's going to happen. Generally what we do is we try and do all of the migrations overnight. So, pretty late, 11 p.m., 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. when no one is on the website, just so that we can't see that happen. And if there are any mistakes or any bugs that need to be fixed, they can be fixed before normal business hours resume and people are looking at the website. So just listen for what their strategy is and where they're actually going to put your new website and where you can view it as well. The last question that you should ask is, what are the steps after the redesign? So when the website redesign is over, what happens next? Ask for if they have a strategy for after the website is completed. What we did for this client is we went straight into their Google Search Console and we submitted a brand new sitemap. The sitemap is a file that contains all of the different pages that are on the website. What you can do in Google Search Console is actually submit a brand new sitemap to Google. This is just a way of telling Google, hey, we've got a new website, we have new pages, we would like you to come and visit that website. When Google comes and visits your brand new website and sees all of the new pages and all of the new content that you've added, that's when a lot of the magic starts. After you load up Google Search Console, they should be coming to the sitemap and then typing in and submitting a brand new sitemap for the website. When done correctly, Google's going to visit the site. They're going to see all of the really cool changes that you've made to it. They're going to see all of the new pictures, videos, content, words, everything just optimized and much better than the previous site. And you should start to see a climb in your traffic. This is something that we've done multiple times and something that we continue to do for our clients. If you have any questions about this, or if you have questions about how to do this the right way for a client, we have a lot more we can dive into on the website redesign process. That's all I've got in this video. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if there's anything that you feel that you want me to cover or you feel I missed, just leave a comment and I'd be glad to take a look at that. Anyway, feel free to visit Tekkii.com for more website tips, and we'll see you next time. Take care.